You think about this. Just look at yourself every day. See what you're doing. You're doing. And that's what you're thinking about. That's where you're headed. We want something consciously, and I talk to a lot of individuals that I want to help. They set goals and they want it, but they're not doing what it needs to be done.
They're missing out on this information. What is practice? Praxis. Anyone?
Believe in behavior. Yeah. When you start believing that it can be done, you start behaving that.
You're already acting as your beliefs right now. Right now, everybody's in their home, right? Everybody has to go back home. What is home? Your habitat. And your habitat is a production of what?
Your thinking.
Your habits. And the habits come from what? The behavior. And your behavior comes from what? Your perception. And your perception comes back from what?
Self-image.
The beliefs in the self-image. Self-image is a production of the beliefs. And the beliefs are what you're programmed to see.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we went from the end, which was the result, all the way back to the nucleus, which is the beliefs. Praxis is belief with behavior. Me and Taha work very stringently on belief and behavior. Attitude. Attitude is a composition of the thoughts, the feelings, and the actions. Those thoughts, feelings, and actions are an attitude, but it's not just an attitude. It's a belief with a behavior in action. When the person cannot understand the thought, the feeling, and the action is creating the reality, their belief and behavior stays stuck on what? Their old program. They never went inside. There's a lot of people who never go inside and go check themselves. My belief and behavior tell me whether I believe in myself or I don't. The praxis, the belief and behavior tells you what you're thinking and what you're feeling and how you're acting. Who should be in control of all that? You should. But really, on an average rule of thumb, 97% of humanity, who's in control of the body?
We are.
Program.
We, but who is we? That's the question.
Program.
The program. The beliefs control your behavior. The beliefs control your perception. Do they not? The perception controls the behavior. And almost all behavior is habitual. Right? Let's look at this. Lesson 5, the trick to staying in charge, no matter the circumstances. Let's look at what this is talking about. An educated man is necessarily one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. An educated person is one who has developed the faculties of the mind that they may acquire anything that they want or its equivalent without violating the rights of others. What does that mean? Anyone?
When they're using their mind, when they're using, go ahead, Victor.
He's going to wait on you.
Sorry.
When you're using your, like an educated person is using their mind, they understand, they have the confidence to understand their worth. It's not about taking from others. It's about building and manifesting for themselves because they see their perfection. They see it's not limited what they see. It's abundance. So
And they're normally thinking of giving.
and it's always giving back.
Yep.
You think about the word education is really educo. It's
It's Latin.
It's Latin and is pulling something within. You already know and you already have it in you. All you got to do is remember it. That's it. How do you remember that?
Repetition.
Repetition.
Of remembering who you are. Again, now I can come up to somebody and ask them, who are they? The average individual is going to tell me they're their name, they're their race, they're their religion, they're their culture, they're the year they were born, they're everything that they identified with. But is that really who they are? No. All they're going to tell me is everything that they were programmed to think. That's what they're going to tell me. But if you really know who I am is etheric. It's spiritual. When that ether leaves the body, when that spirit essence leaves the body, it flatlines. Scientists have been studying this for years. The minute that spark leaves the body, there's nothing to compute. That body's dead matter. And it immediately begins to disintegrate. That spark was truly who you are. That spark has no limits. Right? So there's two things that are ruling the body when we're not aware. Those beliefs control the way we think, and it controls the body. That's belief with behavior, praxis. Either you're going to rewrite your beliefs and control your body, or the old program is your beliefs and controls your body. The old programs and beliefs control what we experience. Experience is to see something outside of yourself. An educated person is not necessarily one who has an abundance of general specialized knowledge. How many people have you seen that are educated that the results of the outside world hasn't really changed? You could have books of knowledge and still not have great results. What's limited in them?
The belief in itself.
There it goes again. It goes back to beliefs. I've seen people with doctorates coming off the line here, and they're doctorates and masters, and the results really doesn't show much more than the person that did or didn't have an education. Intellectually, they're intelligent, but the results show that they still don't understand. What? I've seen people that are not educated, and their reality is completely different. What is it?
Their level of awareness.
There you go.
There are no limits. We're just limiting ourselves.
Yeah.
And I want, it's not even, it is we, but it's really not we, it's our beliefs. Somebody gave us beliefs. The environment gave us beliefs. Let's look at, if we would have been born in 400 AD, what would our beliefs be then?
According to what?
According to the environment
Yeah.
and the place we came in, and the people around them and their beliefs, and then that's what we brought on with ourselves. We picked up. Educo means to induce, to draw from within. That means you're going to decide. This is it. This is the trick here. An educated person is one who has developed the faculties of their mind that they may acquire anything they want. Remember earlier I said upside down, inside out? I said release the idea and you get more of the idea. Release the idea and you get more ideas and directions, and then your actions start changing, right? I deliberately went to Manuel and I said, I helped you just guide your mind to the vision. You did it, I just helped guide you there. But we had to bring an image, and then you had to go release and feel the image till you saw it.
You have to equip him to that image.
You started to see yourself walking in the shop, talking in the shop, working your men in the shop. You started to see the unseen before it became seen, right? All I did was help you release ideas that attracted the new state you're living. How beautiful is that?
So that goes back to, think about it, that goes back to non-physical world and physical world. So if you want to change your physical world right now, or things that you see, where do you have to go first? Yeah. It's all mental. Did anything that he just explained was physical? It's all mental. He went there. There was a place. Manuel went there, see himself, and he was okay with it. So when he's okay with it, the body is instrument of mind.
It was a
What is
process.
his body going to do? Went and find a place, right? Went and bought the place, made it happen, got those mans, set up that shop in your physical world.
And I want everyone to understand, Manuel, did you have the money at the time? No. Listen to how, this is illogical. Manuel has taken over a place. People, places, plots, circumstances rearrange themselves so that he would have the building. Do they not?
What?
So you would have the building.
Yeah.
Can you grab the mic? How illogical is for somebody to say, I am going to have that building that's going to be mine, and we don't have the money yet?
And the crazy thing about it, when I was talking to the realtor about that, I was thinking it was a different price. When he told me it was double than what I thought, and I was like, oh man.
Can you give
But
us that
then-
number?
The what?
What was that number?
It was, I had to put 10,000 down.
No. What was the building worth?
550. 550,000.
Okay. And on an average rule of thumb, anybody that's going to get a building and get a loan, you've got to put how much down?
20%.
20%. So what's 20% of that?
125.
125. So how many would have given up on the dream if you don't have the money?
So that goes back to the peak to the freedom. So this is how it works. You're in a bondage, then is logic, then is conflict. So what does that mean? That means first he had to, from bondage, you had to come out to where? To logic. Think about logically, do I have $125,000 at a time? No. But I want it, the conflict starts.
What's a conflict?
Old belief versus what you want.
And here's the biggest thing, though. The conflict is directly in front of you saying it can't be done, which is the physical world. Mm-hmm. Was the money in the bank?
At the time, no, I didn't.
Was even your company, I remember we talked about it. You said, the place is too small. Remember you were telling me everything white couldn't be done.
Yeah.
You're saying the place is too small, you couldn't get enough cars in there, you wouldn't be able to accumulate that much. But we switched it. I said, no, let's just think about what we want, right?
And it just all came into place.
Yeah. Same building, you had the same men in there, you had the same machine running, but you changed.
Yeah, but also too, just because it ain't working out the way you want it to work out, it's as long as you're looking at it positive.
Yep.
Things are working your way. Because I was looking into another building, and the building was some type of, like, I don't know how they say, code.
Yeah.
Where I can't do that kind of painting or whatever, and that building needed a lot of work. It didn't have nothing that I needed in it, and
we talked about it, go back what you want.
yeah, and within, I can't remember how long it took, but all of a sudden, the building came, and it had everything I needed. I didn't have no office. I didn't have no office furniture. I didn't have no paint booths. I didn't have no frame machine. I needed all that, and it had it all.
Everything that you needed.
Everything I needed.
You know what you did, if we want to describe from start to finish what he did? Is a one word. You decide. That's it. You decided that's what you want. So when you moved from bondage to logic, and then you went to conflict, at that moment, he said, you didn't back out. He said, this is what I want. And then that's when you start seeing what you want.
Yeah.
You
But
didn't
what you
back
did
out.
by making a decision, you made a decision in the unseen, which is what? Imagination.
Yeah.
All I did was help you guide your mind. That was it. Think, if you think about the whole process, all a man is mind. All a man is imagination. We help guide the imagination to the image of what we wanted to see, and the wish fulfilled over and over and over again. I don't know how long it took, like 9 months? How many months after we found the building did it take for you to get the building and be in possession with the building? 8 months, 6 to 8 months after that?
I seen the building in, I think it was June.
Mm-hmm.
June, and it took.
It was a year.
Took a whole year exactly. a
Right
whole
on the
year.
dot. It was pretty close to the year because
Yeah.
remember, whenever you came in, you were in the building, I had received a message on Facebook, and it was showing me and him walking in the building. It was almost a year,
Yeah.
or right at a year. So then, how much faith did you have to have and keep holding the vision and holding the vision, holding the vision, till the same people are saying that no, they wouldn't do it, agreed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about that. How many
It-
people?
Yeah, it's crazy how everything worked out the way I needed to work out.
What do you auto suggest during this whole process? What did you auto suggest consciously and subconscious, do you think?
What ideas were you releasing? That's the real
Yeah.
question. Think about that. What ideas were you releasing?
It's possible. I can. I want it. Right?
What
Those are inner conversations you had, right?
Well, the first, let's see, 5 months, 6 months, I had some doubts, and that's why it wasn't working.
Uh-huh.
That's why it wasn't working. But by November, I had kind of gave up on everything, and I felt myself like, man, I felt like I was just starting all over again, and I'm like, man, I can't go back. I can't do this. So I got back on it. I started studying. I started going to the building. Kept on holding that image in my head of that building and everything working out. And from that day, and all, from November to July, that's how much it took for me to get the
Yeah.
building.
And all back to faith, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. All back to image. And you had to release the vision again. You had to keep, again, we don't get energy, we release it. I hope you understand what I'm trying to teach y'all. You don't get energy, you release it. You don't get the vision, you release the vision. When you release the thing you want, you attract it. The law of attraction is first the law of vibration. You've got to release the idea first. Then you start attracting the things to you on that. When you release fear, doubt, and worry, guess what you're attracting? The images that you have with the fear, the doubt, and the worry. That's what you're attracting. When you reach the feeling of gratitude, you're going to attract what? Something to be grateful for. When you keep releasing abundance, you're going to start to find abundance. When you start to release the idea that you're generating millions, you're going to start to attract the millions to see the wish fulfilled. Think about everything that you have in your life. Everything was first an image and a vision, and then you started to think about it, and then it's in your home now.
Yeah.
Everything goes back to the image making process. And your ability to believe, and the believe attaches images. I want to play this real quick. I found it the other day, and there was a process, and I showed it to Aaron. Aaron was with me at the time, and we were in Houston, and this video popped up. And this is an older video with us.